Okay, here we are. Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Friday, April 11th, 2025. Now, yesterday was Crypto Day, and I'll get to that in a moment. There's also obviously the immigration and deportation cases, but there's a defamation case that's coming up starting on Monday before Judge Jed S. Rakoff, and it's Sarah Palin versus the New York Times. We've live tweeted the final pretrial conference. There was a lot of issues at stake. Whether these blogs by Paul Krugman can come into evidence, tending to show what Mr. Bennett, the editor, knew at the time. This is a repeat trial. Second Circuit reversed and sent it back, and they're queuing it up. Sarah Palin was represented by a Tampa-based boutique firm that represented Hulk Hogan against Gawker. So it's a First Amendment battle of the titans here, and we're covering it as much as we can. We're also covering the Nadine Menendez trial, which will overlap. Today, the U.S. government prosecutors should rest their case. Yesterday, they had Phil Sellinger, the former U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey, who pretty much, Menendez was putting him in there to drop the Davies case, but once he got in, he was recused from the Davies case. Kind of has a Jeff Sessions echo to it. Sellinger testified pretty much as he did in the first case. There were some details about meeting with Solomon, the staffer of Menendez, at the Chateau of Spain restaurant in Newark, New Jersey. There was a lot of good stuff. That's why I like to live tweet these things. Also live tweeted, now we'll turn to crypto, the Do Kwon conference in front of Judge Engelmeyer. Now this was the theme of the three crypto cases yesterday, and this was Do Kwon, Mashinsky of Celsius, now awaiting sentencing, and Eisenberg, Natch, awaiting sentencing, having lost a trial. Mashinsky pled. In all three cases, the Justice Department April 7th memo entitled Ending Regulation by Prosecution came up, and the lawyer for Do Kwon, who's a former head of the federal defenders here in the Southern District, David Patton, now with the Hecker firm, said that they may be preparing a motion based on it. Unclear exactly what the basis of the motion is, but we'll be all over it. Judge Kodal in the Mashinsky sentencing also brought up the memo. Eisenberg, they're trying to say there's no venue. It's a difficult squeeze, because venue pretty much, as long as the wire goes under the waters, they got you. Now, the immigration cases, there's a lot to be said. I'm hoping this afternoon actually to be able to somehow cover Kilmar Rego Garcia proceeding, but it's not clear if we'll be able to. If possible, we'll do it. But here in the Southern District, Yunseo Chung of Columbia University, who was released by Judge Buchwald, is now I don't want to say on the offensive, seeking discovery, including a deposition of someone with knowledge of how ICE determined. They put into the record here in the Southern District a filing by the government in an immigration case in Louisiana involving Mahmoud Khalil and somebody whose name is redacted, and in which is a 2-page memo basically saying it's against foreign policy, but there were exhibits to the memo. And a lot of articles about this didn't mention that there were, I guess, withheld or confidential exhibits. HSI reports, etc. So, in any case, we're all over that one, those two cases, Kilmar and Chung. And finally, on the UN front, yes, another scoop, leaked to us a buyout memo by the UN Department of Safety and Security, DSS. Of course, Safety and Security, they've actually beat up the press and threw it out. They're not very good, but they're being basically offered these buyouts, and they're admitting that this offer will cause some consternation. Somebody wrote to me and said that people are going to keep their guns. I don't know. All I know is that we published it first, and we've asked the UN spokesman about it, and he had no answers at all. Because all he has inside is people asking him softball questions to back up their country off in China. In any case, we're going in. If this is the last vlog of the week, have a good weekend. Inner City Press, on the case.